Happy Finish Friday, YouTube. We back with another one. We here, Finish Friday. Finish means finish strong. We started the week strong. We gonna finish strong. It's the last day of the week. Most people finish a week. Most people give up. Most people stop short right before they hit the finish line, the race of life, getting to where we want to go. That's what we talking about in this video. Transforming our lives, taking our lives to the next level. And I just wanted to hop on here and talk about what I'm excited about right now. Like, what am I excited about learning? What am I excited about life? I think that ignorance is the biggest cause of the human downfall, is the biggest fall of humanity. It says in the Bible that my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Knowledge. We need to constantly be growing our mind. We need to constantly be understanding more about who we are in this world that we live in order to, set up the right systems, set up the right patterns to get us to where we want to go in life. Like, we all have a destination. We all have a destiny. We're all going somewhere. The question is, where are you going? Are you going towards your dreams, your desires, your deepest wishes, the things that God wants you to fulfill on this earth? Or are you going towards the way that the devil wants, which is destruction, which is early death, which is to steal you of all your energy, your power, your resources to carry out his mission? I know that's not what y'all want. That's why y'all clicked on this video. Y'all want to constantly elevate, take your life to the next level. So how am I planning on doing this, and what am I pretty much obsessed about right now? Well, I think that the reason why we don't have what we want is because, one, we don't know how to get it. That's like common sense, right? So the way that the universe works, what I'm coming to understand is that just like Tesla said, everything's energy, frequency, and vibration, right? So if we want to understand the universe, we need to think in terms of these energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Well, everything in the universe is energy, right? And energy has a certain vibration to it. And that vibration creates a certain frequency that's sent out to everyone else. And then we receive frequencies, and then the universe reacts. The universe is always changing, always maneuvering, always changing form, changing shape. Energy is not created or destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. So in order to get what we want, what I'm coming to understand is we need to be aligned from a vibrational level, so that way we send out the right frequency to the world, and then the world reacts to us by giving us the things that are on that frequency. Meaning, if you want wealth, if you want money, if you want success, if you want health, if you want love, if you want fulfillment, if you want joy, if you want happiness, if you want peace, you personally, internally, which is your choice, how you construct your representation of the world, how you perceive the world, how you look at things, the meaning you associate to things is what's going to change your internal state. Your internal state is going to be your mindset and the way that your body feels. And when that changes, you are now in alignment, assuming that you made the right changes with the things that you want, right? So with that being said, the question I would ask myself, and I have been asking myself, and I've been studying and obsessed over, is the people who are at the place that I want to be in terms of the results that they have in their life, whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's what they do for a living, whether it's love and the relationships that they have, the people that have those things that I want to know in their life, what is their vibrationary state, and how can I model that state? Because if it's truly that simple, if it's truly not the information, if it's truly, not just tactics and here, do this, X, Y, Z, because if it was that simple, everybody would do it, right? As soon as one tactic is put out into the ether, everybody does it, and then, things change over time. So, we can't rely on tactics. What we have to rely on is sound fundamental principles. And what's more principle than the laws of the universe? And the laws of the universe state that everything is energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only change forms. And, everything is constantly in motion. Everything's constantly moving. Object and actions tend to stay in action until equal opposite opposing force stops it, right? So these are certain laws that we hear, you might be familiar with in physics, but I'm really curious and diving deep into what these things mean and how to really tap in. And I'm getting a lot of insights when it comes to how to tap into the state of the people that have what you want. And, a lot of times it can be multifaceted, but I think that if we chunk up and think bigger picture of what we ultimately need to ultimately the way that we need to look at the world in order for these things, all the subsequent things to happen more effortlessly. Hope that makes sense. Like, for example, I talked about in my last video how self-confidence, I've noticed, is probably the top trait that most people that have what you want develop over time. Hence, keyword develop. It's not something that they're born with. It's something that they learn how to do, whether through their environment, through osmosis, through being around successful and confident people, or whether it's through like actually, studying it for themselves and doing the internal work. I think it's a combination of both necessary, like, whether it's nature or nurture, like whether it's a natural process that we'll go through, or whether it's something that, is in us and born with us. I think it's both, right? Like if you put the right seed in the right environment, now you're gonna get a great tree. But if you have, the right seed in a bad environment, the tree might not grow at all. Hence, example, you might have a bad seed in a great environment, but that seed may only have a certain amount of potential, right? So to bring it back to the point of the video, which is the question, are you on a vibrationary alignment with your dreams? Meaning, are you in the right environment? And do you have the right internal state that is a match for the things that you want? And if the answer is, I don't know, I would implore you to study that. Like, go look at the top 10 people who have the life that you want in every single facet. And you can split it up. I might have some people in my health bucket. I might have some people in my wealth bucket. I might have some people in my love bucket. But like, what I found to be most effective is like, who has it all? Who has every single aspect working for them in a way that you relate to, in a way that's authentic to you, in a way that you can really resonate with, and like just like study them intensely, like deep immersion. And what that's going to do is, by osmosis, not only the things that they teach you will be beneficial from a more tactical perspective, but I think from the 80%, which is, really the way of being more so than a strategy, more so internal representation and the way of interacting with the world more so than practical steps and things that you should do. I think that just observing that for a long enough period of time and you immerse yourself in that environment will do more for you than almost any other tactic of learning. This is how we've learned from a very young age. Like when we were 0 to 7, most of our beliefs, most of the things that dictate our life to this day were developed during that time period. How was it developed? Was it tactically sat down and taught, like, here's step A, this is how you are going to develop this belief that you're not worth having money and you don't deserve this, and you shouldn't be confident because you look like this? Like, is that how it was? Like, no, like you just took in things from your environment and you accepted them unconsciously. Now we have a filter to where we don't naturally accept things as easier, and we need to override that filter through repetition. This is exactly what the media does. This is exactly what society did to you to get you getting the results that you have right now. They've been influencing your state since birth. They've been influencing your environment since birth with advertisements, with bad education, with media and bullshit, and triggering your deep instinctual biomechanisms that associate to a lot of poor decisions like lust, like anger, like these deep emotional instinctual drives that we have that is really hard to override in a moment because it's instinctual. It's like the oldest part of our brain, right? It's the most like the oldest evolved part of our brain is these deep instincts that they force on you and cause you to react. So if you know that this is being done to you from the media, from education, from society, right? Then you know it works, because you probably right now have some habits that you don't want. You have some results that you don't want. You're attracting things that you don't want, because everybody has a next level that they're looking to go to. And the only reason why you're not there is because you're not in alignment with it, and you're not in alignment with it because your environment is not conducive of that type of result. So shift your environment, shift your internal state, go model people that have what you want, and see how they live life, see their body language, see the way that they talk, see the way that they express themselves, see the way that they think about life, understand their philosophies, really tap into the knowledge. Repetition over time is actually going to get into your system, and then that's how you're going to actually make better decisions. We'll dive deeper into this on the channel in future videos because I think decisions equal destiny. Like the decisions that you make on an everyday basis are going to be what makes up the end goal of your life, the end result of your life. So when you're on your deathbed and you're looking back and you're thinking about your life, hopefully you live to 100 years old like me. You're thinking about the results and experiences and the things that you did in your life. How do you want that picture to look? Do you want to look back and say, man, I built a huge family. I have X amount of kids. I got a lot of grandkids. I built this company. I changed all these lives. I helped a lot of people. I did this. I did this. I did this. I visited this many countries. I remember seeing that. I had this type of love. I attracted this relationship. I had this friendship in my life. Like, what do you want that picture to look like? Go to that deathbed. Think about what you want that picture to look like. Go find people in the world that have close to that picture of what you want already. Follow everything that they tell you to do. And then just continue to repeat that process. It's an ever-going process. Your desires might change over time. Things that you might want change over time. But my promise to you is that if you continue this process of constantly learning, constantly developing, constantly studying, constantly modeling, your life will change. My life has changed because of this process. Like, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I won't be the same person I am 5 years from now. Y'all can go back and look at my videos from 4 years ago. Y'all can see the level up, the changes, the things that have happened. And that's all due to this process of constantly developing, constantly learning, constantly seeking new information. If y'all want to seek new information and maybe tap into the information that I have to give as a resource, a little bit more in depth, a little bit more personal with me, I'm launching a coaching program Monday. It's like literally 3 days from now. We already got 2 spots filled. We got 3 spots left. This is a beta group. Very, very, very low cost. If you're picking up my drift, reach out to me on Instagram if you're interested in that. We can see if you're a good fit, get you into the program. Big things coming soon. Stay tuned for the community. Stay tuned for some other stuff. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.